This is just insane.
Will sprint out on the sideline to get the rock. High dribble into the lane, running right-hander up and in. Damian Lillard with that runner. 71 points, a career high.
The last time a player scored 71 points was January 2nd, 2023. We've already had two 70-plus point games in less than 2 months. I could have never even expected to witness one 70-plus point game this season, and there's already been 2 so far. What's next? Is someone just gonna soon be beating Kobe's record? I don't know, but anything is possible in the NBA now. Records after records are just being broken this season. So this season we have 5 players averaging 31 points per game. Regularly, there'd be sometimes 1 player averaging that amount in a season, but the fact that we have 5 right now really shows how emphasized scoring has become in the league. I really understand both sides of the coin. Many people aren't big fans of the extremely high scoring this season, and I get it. There's been a point inflation, and each point feels as if it has less value than it did in the past. It's not even a rare occurrence anymore to see a player score 50 points in a game. We see it multiple times a month now. It can seem like defense is being less emphasized and it's all about offense now. I mean, it's as if we're reliving the 1960s in the NBA, but everyone is far more efficient. Points just don't have the same meaning they once did. I mean, I'm willing to bet the scoring inflation is even going to increase these upcoming seasons. So let's answer this. Why has scoring become so high all of a sudden? The first reason is the emergence of the three-point line. This is all mainly thanks to Curry, who revolutionized three-pointers in the modern NBA. The three-point line came to be in 1979 and it was introduced on a 1-year trial, but obviously it succeeded very well and it's become one of the most crucial parts to the NBA and all of basketball today. I mean, can you imagine if the three-point line was never added? It just brings on a whole new dimension to the game. The player with the most three-point attempts in the 1992 NBA season was Dan Majerle, who attempted 438 threes that season. This season, it's Buddy Hield, who already has Dan beat by a lot with 558 threes attempted. With all that in mind, the three-point line was never as involved in the past. Players would every now and then attempt a three-pointer, and they mainly relied on mid-range and layups. Three-pointers now are attempted by everybody and their mother.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no.
No doubt this has led to some massive spikes in scoring. Players don't bother with mid-range shots anymore because they simply don't have to. In 9 out of 10 situations, they will always pick the 3. You literally will not find a game nowadays without seeing players pull from way downtown, and it's not just a few players, it's the entire league. Even centers now have been forced to adapt to being able to splash threes and move like a guard. Those who cannot don't have much of a spot in the NBA anymore. I'm not complaining though, because three-pointers have only added to the entertainment of basketball. I love them, and witnessing players hit clutch threes or step back threes are one of my favorite moments to watch in basketball. Another reason scoring is so high is that the system to score has become perfected and so much more efficient now. The game has evolved and coaches have figured out the epitome of scoring. Game plans have become upgraded and players take less stupid and inefficient shots than they did in the past. Scoring has practically been reduced to largely three-point shots and layups, and the pacing has increased dramatically. Players just know how to score better than ever, and their offensive skills are at an all-time high, with efficient offense being emphasized so greatly. Just look at what Nikola Jokic said this season. It's a talented league and the guys are extremely talented. I mean, everyone, Luka's game, Mitchell's game, Giannis had a good game last night, Lowry had a good game today, so the talent around the league is amazing. It's not the defense's fault that scoring is high. Players have just perfected their craft so well that no defense can really properly guard players well enough. Of course, there are great defenders out there that do a great job, but at this point in time, to say defense is as valuable as offense would be straight up false. You just don't see contenders anymore that lack a legitimate scorer. To become a contender, a team needs to be blessed with great offensive talent talent, someone to rely on to win games, and someone who will show up consistently. Defense isn't equal with offense, and while it may have been in the past, the game has truly evolved. A pure offensive player like Trae Young is definitely better than a pure defensive player like Matisse Thybulle, no question about it. While there are some aspects that I definitely don't enjoy about the current scoring boom, I think it's mostly a positive. A fast-paced game to me is a lot more entertaining than a slow-paced game. I can look forward to some awesome game highlights every game I watch, and I think that the scoring boom can support the growth of the game internationally as well. People who see a fast-paced, action-packed game are likely going to want to keep watching that game, and the NBA's viewership will of course increase the more people watch. This is great for them and is definitely a benefit of the high scoring. Old heads just like to complain a lot. They say, oh, nowadays no defense is played, or players are just soft now. But as everything adapts, so does the NBA, and I think this NBA is a lot more interesting than ever. We'll all have to get used to it one way or another. Now we'll just wait for another player to score 80 points tomorrow. And that's the end. Please consider liking and subscribing if you found any value at all in this video. Thank you.